ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong Battle Mechagodzilla with Proton Scream. Released, quote-unquote, not too long ago, Battle Mechagodzilla found its way to my doorstep, blessed be to you, Matt, and is all the hype around this thing really there? Well, it honestly does depend on what you prefer, yeah. It's got a darker base color, translucent red dorsal fins, and a new accessory. It's really nothing super special, but it does feel nice to finally have it, I'm not gonna lie. Be this the final piece of the Playmates GVK line, or we finally do get Mega and Battle Roar Mechagodzillas, I think it's quite fitting that the last Playmates GVK item we talk about is the tin can. I find it even more fitting that it's my final video of the year. The actual final video of the year, I mean it this time. You already know the shtick by now. Here's the box, Mechagodzilla is still in it. Here's the back of the box, absolutely no spoilers for any new figures that may or may not be coming out. It's the same stuff we've been seeing for a while, plus Snow Monkey. And now I have to hand this off to my lovely assistant.
As und breathe, und schnipp. Will und Mechain Lizard. Verschnipp, verschnipp 2, verschnipp 3, verschnipp 4, final und schnipp 21. Oh! Und have hidden verschnipp. Thank you very much for Unschnippir 2021.
Happy New Year's, Doc.
Hey Rob, what about me?
Yeah, Happy New Year's to you too, my guy.
Now why the heck did you get this and not the SH Monster Arts Mechagodzilla?
Don't ruin the moment, kid.
Gosh dang it, Doc, you forgot the accessories again.
I don't know where your assistant went, but here is the Proton Scream, aka Hawaiian Punch Belch, and we have Among Us. One more time, here's the box. Monsterverse, Battle Mechagodzilla with Proton Scream, Battle Damage Reveal. We got stuff on the back. No spoilers. Here we have the Proton Scream, and it looks exactly the same as Godzilla's Heat Ray in his two releases. I'm not surprised, and I'm really not all that upset, though I do kind of wish this was more beam-shaped, you know what I mean? Here it is in comparison to the standard Heat Ray Godzilla Heat Ray effect. And here it is in comparison to the Hong Kong Battle Godzilla Heat Ray effect thing. All of which pretty much look the same, save for the little peg at the end of the Proton Scream. It's a bit longer than the other two. And from what I can see, the Among Us chest plate is exactly the same as the original. Nothing different, just the color. And just so I don't have to do it later, the battle damage is exactly the same, and I do feel this is probably the biggest missed opportunity on Battle Mechagodzilla. I feel like we could have had maybe like a little bit more of like a gunmetal silver going on in here, or maybe even some red just to give it some variation, but I guess I shouldn't be too bummed because it's a $10 figure. Now just like the original, applying the accessories is just that easy. Say ah. Whammo. Other than the paint and differing accessories, these guys are exactly the same when it comes to detail. But let's take a look at the other major obvious thing that differs Battle Mechagodzilla from standard Mechagodzilla. The translucent red dorsal fins are fantastic. In fact, they look like candy. Another missed opportunity from Legendary there, can you imagine? Proton Cherry Dorsal Fin Lollipops. Oh, that's disgusting. Ugh. Ugh. I know it's not the most impressive thing in the world, but I'm glad the little details that were on the original's dorsal fins carried over into these as well. Granted, I know Playmates aren't going to make an entirely new mold just to make them translucent, but I'm still glad they retain detail. That's all I gotta say. I'm sure most of you already know this by now, but the little beady red eyes are back and they are as adorable as ever, but the red on the chest is not back. As you can see, this area over here originally had some red on it. Yeah, that didn't carry over to this one. I'm not bummed, but I am a little bit, but I'm not going to take points off for it, but I'm still kind of bummed. Can you imagine if this thing had more red highlights on its body? Oh my god, it would have been peak Shadow the Mechagodzilla Hedgehog. Oh, I would have loved it. But what we got is still fantastic too. Just to add some visual aid here for those who may not know, here is where the red was on the original. Yes, I know, it's a $10 figure, and Playmates adding highlights to this probably would have made it look like a bloody mess. It's honestly not a criticism, I'm just dreaming out loud here. You know what else you could do with these two figures? Two-tone tin can boys! is. Try and say that 3 times fast. Two-tone tin can boys, two-tone tin can boys, two-tone tin can boys. Close enough. So really, when it comes to paint on this thing, only the eyes are painted. The body is molded in this color, and the translucent red dorsal fins are molded in translucent plastic. So, paint, solid star. And I know this might seem very un-ShinRobjira-esque of me, but I'm going to skim over the detail portion. You know me, I love going ham on the paint and the detail, but they're the exact same figure, and there really isn't too much worth gushing about. Tin Can is still the best looking 6-inch GVK Playmates figure, easily. And honestly, this is just a fun little repaint sidestep. Darker base color, translucent red, it looks good on Mechagodzilla. In fact, the only major differing factor between Battle and standard Mechagodzilla is the tail. The standard Mechagodzilla has a nice curve on his tail. It helps him stand and it stays out of the way of the legs. Yeah, Battle Mechagodzilla still has that curve, but it's a little bit more on the straight side. And I guess since he doesn't have that curve, it kinda does prevent me from getting him in a more upright pose. As you can see, the tail basically just pushes him forward a little bit. Granted, that's nothing a hairdryer couldn't fix, but I felt like just stating it. I'm not complaining, and I'm not taking points off for it. I'm just letting y'all know you might get a warped tail with yours if you ever come across one for not internet prices. Plus, it really doesn't matter to me that much because I'm gonna keep him hunched over and slouched forward with the Proton scream in his mouth. He just looks cooler that way. I know I said I was going to skim over detail, but I really do just want to give Playmates some praises here. The detail on this $10 kid's toy is really, really good. Be it on these hands, be it on the very shipping container-esque thighs and shins, and even the arms, be it on the magnificently sculpted tail, or be it on Tin Can's hilariously sculpted tin can between his legs. The figure does indeed look great, but after getting the Bandai Movie Monsters series version, I will say that the throat and head probably suffer the most. I mean, yeah, we got dead space on the side of the torso over here, but I'm not going to go all out on it. Again, $10 figure. I still do very much believe that there is more to praise than criticize with this release. Playmates did a fantastic job, and I can't deny that. So as I said earlier, paint, solid star, even though there really isn't too much of it, and detail is going to get a solid star as well. Now let's just cover articulation. Open and closes at the mouth. In and out flapping motion at the arms. Arms can swivel all the way around. We'll glide under the Mechagodzilla shoulder pads over here. Arms can go this far up before hitting the shoulder pads over here, and they can go this far back before hitting the shoulder pads over here. Now, essentially, the legs could go all the way around, but you'd have to finagle beyond these things over here. It is possible. I'm not going to do it, but they can kick up about that far, and they can kick back about that far. Nothing too crazy. Flapping motion at the thigh, swiveling at the thigh. Do be careful because these will hit the little hip guards over here, but I don't think it's going to get torn off or anything like that. Just be careful. Bend in at the knee, and even a bend up at the knee as well, which still looks painful. Swivel at the ankle. We've got a ball joint at the tail, so it can move up and down like so, and side to side like so. Impressive earlier this year, and still impressive now. I'm gonna give Battle Mechagodzilla a solid star in terms of articulation, making him a 3 solid star recommend. If you can get him, absolutely get him, especially if you can find him in store. Online, he's not as bad as the original Mechagodzilla was. There are a few listings out there that are very trashy, but either way, I think a lot of you can wait. There really isn't anything too special about this. It's just different paint and different plastic / rubber, whatever. A fine way to end 2021, I do so think. I do so hope you all enjoyed this final video of 2021. I gotta give a big loving thank you to all of you for giving me the best year I've ever had with this channel. Truly, it means a lot. I know a lot of you came here to this channel from the original Mechagodzilla review, so it feels fitting, yet again, that I talk about a variant of that as the final video of the year. Patrons, thank you so much for becoming ShinRobjira patrons. I absolutely do appreciate that. And Indo, thank you for becoming my latest and final patron of 2021. I absolutely appreciate it, my guy. And if any of you out there want to check out my social media, my Patreon page, my Hobbylink Japan affiliate link, or even my merch page, all of it's going to be linked in the description below. A very merry, happy, healthy, and safe New Year's to all of you, and I will see you all on Monday. Peace out, everybody.